Hey guys, Luke Bowman here from Harrison Tax and Accounting. You guys on our Facebook page, thanks for tuning in. I told you guys last week that we're going to have a 3-day presentation for you on the C.A.R.E.S Act. So we're going to start that today. There's 3 important components of the C.A.R.E.S Act. I'm going to start with you individuals on day 1 with the economic impact stimulus checks. Day 2 and day 3 for you small businesses are going to be over the 2 new loans. Day 2 is going to be Paycheck Protection Program. Day 3 will be the economic injury and disaster loan. So everyone needs to tune in today, you individuals, and then tomorrow, the next day, those who own a small business or are looking to run a small business should tune in. We have really good information for you here. So for the economic impact payments, I want to start with the 4 questions that we need to answer for you guys. 1, who is eligible, who is not eligible? 2, how do you get your stimulus check? 3, how do you check the status of it to see where it's at? And 4, if I do check the status and it says it's unavailable, what does that mean? These are all the questions that people have been calling in, asking us, reaching out to us, and I just want to make it clear for everyone what we do in these situations. Okay, so question number 1, who is eligible? If you haven't filed your 2018 or 2019 tax returns, you guys need to jump on that now, because you guys that are eligible have to have at least one of those filed on time. We have not had a lot of luck with people who've only filed 18 with their direct deposit information. So if you have not filed 19 yet, you're going to need to go to the IRS website and enter your direct deposit information. A couple slides away from that, and I'll show you how to go ahead and do that. So for you guys that have filed at least one of those returns, there's 3 ways that we can file the tax returns. There's single or married filing single, head of household, and married filing joint. Okay, so there are different amounts depending on how you file of what the amount your check could be. And it's all based off your adjusted gross income, which is going to be on line 7 of your 1040. Okay, if you filed single and your AGI is under $75,000. AGI is basically all of your income, all your forms of income, your W-2 wages, your interest, your dividends, your pension distributions, your retirement distributions. Those kind of things are what goes into your AGI. So if you're under $75,000 as a single filer, you are eligible for the $1,200 stimulus check. If you are under $112,500 and you file head of household, you are eligible for the entire $1,200 check. Now, if we file joint and our AGI is under $150,000, you are eligible for $1,200 checks for each the spouse and the taxpayer. So that's a $2,400 check. And then any dependents that you have underneath you are an additional $500. So for example, let's say a married couple files joint with an adjusted gross income of $100,000. They have 2 dependents as well. So what we would see is each of the taxpayers would get a $1,200 check. So that's $2,400. And then for the 2 dependents, they would get $500 each. So that's an additional $1,000. So they are looking at a $3,400 stimulus check. So for you guys that are married filing joint, make sure you guys double check on those dependents. That could be an extra bump for you guys. And then you'll see right underneath that, I have a link for you from Forbes. What it does is you can enter your adjusted gross income in there and see what kind of check you're eligible for. Because for those who are not eligible, if you look to the right, if you're over an adjusted gross income of 99,000, excuse me, and you file single, you're not eligible to receive the stimulus check. Now, if you're in between the 2, there's a little phase out, which is why I attached this calculator. You may not be eligible for the full $1,200, but you will be eligible for a portion of it. Okay, and then for head of household, the top tier for that is $136,500. If you're over that, you are not eligible for that check. If you're between that and the $112,000, you guys might get a portion of the check as a phase out. And then if you file joint and your adjusted gross income is over $198,000, you guys will not be eligible for that. Like I said, for the people that are eligible that file a joint, dependents don't get the checks. The taxpayer and spouse get the $500 check. So dependents are not eligible for this check, and then non-resident aliens are also not available for this check. Okay, so the second question, how do you receive your check? So majority of us aren't going to have to take actions if you filed your 2019 tax return had your direct deposit information in there, and got a refund, you guys should be getting your stimulus checks right away. For you guys that filed 2018 and not 19, we found that the direct deposit doesn't carry forward. So you guys will need to go on the IRS website and enter in your direct deposit, which I'm going to get into in a second. So um, for those who did not enter their direct deposit information on their tax returns or have not filed 2019 yet, you're going to have to go to irs.gov. As soon as you open the homepage, there's going to be a white button on the left that says non-filers, enter payment info here. Once you guys click on that, it's going to ask you to set up an account with the IRS. It's going to make you enter some basic information from your return. Now, if you have your 2018 tax return with you, you're going to need that in front of you to enter that information. Okay. For you guys that did file the 2019 with direct deposit, and it still hasn't hit your bank account, I would also do this. So I would go to the non-filers, enter payment info here, and do the same process. We haven't seen that happen in many cases, but if you haven't got your check yet, it does not hurt to put your direct deposit information in there. So it can come through the mail, but like I said, if we want to get it as quick as possible, direct deposit is definitely going to be your best bet. All right. Question 3, how can we find the status? I have 4 steps for you guys here. I have 2 snippets after this. I'm going to show you both the non-filers, enter payment info, and the status of your check. So step 1, we go to irs.gov. Step 2, like I said, with the non-filers, enter payment info here, there's going to be a white box to your left. On the right, you're going to see another white box that says get payment status. You're going to click on that. You're going to have to enter in your social security number, date of birth, your address, and your zip code, and then you'll get your status after you hit the continue button at the bottom. It'll say if it's been delivered, if it's been mailed. A lot of cases we see unavailable, which I'll get into here next. And then if they don't have your direct deposit, they will request it there from that screen. So if you guys think you have your direct deposit and you're not sure, check out the get my payment button, and then hopefully we can get a direct deposit entered from there. Okay, so like I said, I have some snippets for you. You'll see on the left-hand side, the non-filers, enter payment info here. That's where we're going to enter our direct deposit for you guys that don't file or have not filed your 2019 tax return. For you guys that have filed 2019 and 2018 and did not put your direct deposit info on there, go to the Get My Payment button on the right. Okay, so once we click on that Get My Payment button, it's going to pop this screen up. Like I said, you're going to have to use your social security number, your date of birth, your address, and your zip code. And then once you click on that, it'll show you your status. So question 4, like I said, a lot of people have been calling us with an unavailable status. What does this mean? So there's a few reasons why you might be seeing that. 1, if you have not filed your 18 or 19 tax return, it will definitely be unavailable. They don't have any information on you. They don't have your adjusted gross income. There's no way they have it on record to send you a check. So if you guys have not filed those yet, get on those as soon as possible. We have seen that the IRS website is very slow. So the database is kind of being overwhelmed by the amount of people who are logging on, checking their stimulus checks, checking the status of their refunds. There's just a lot going on right now, obviously. So it is a slow website. The database is processing. We just got to give it time. As much as we all want our checks, we have to understand that there's a lot going on there with the government and the IRS as well. Secondly, when it comes to the IRS database, they only update that once a night. So if you put your direct deposit at 9 in the morning today, and then you check again at noon, it's not going to be any different because they haven't updated the database yet. So you're going to have to check on a daily basis. If it's not changing daily, let's check weekly until we see something. Just have to be patient in this situation here. Make sure that we are correctly checking the status and getting accurate updates. Okay, so the last one I put on here, we're going to attach this slideshow to our website for you guys to download if you want that. I have a hyperlink here for frequently asked questions about unavailable status checks. They'll definitely explain the first 2 that I did with you on the website. They'll also talk about your eligibility and if that could be a reason as well. So that's all I have for you today when it comes to the stimulus checks. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be going over the Paycheck Protection Program. Now, before I let you guys go, got a little fun for you. For you guys who have been tuning in, the first person to share this video gets a free HTA mug with some goodies in it. Like I said, this is free for the first person who shares it. Once you guys share that, we'll message you and make sure we get your info, get that mailed out to you as soon as possible. I hope you guys tune in with us tomorrow. I hope we give you some really good information today that you guys can use. If you guys have any other questions in the time being, check out our website, check out our Facebook page. You can always call us at 513-367-5566. Thanks for your time today, guys.